if you're like me and you've got an old vehicle around, eventually you're going to see rust coming through it, as is what's happening on my 81 Ford F-150. So I'm going to have a choice of either buying the entire inside box panel and going through a huge job of replacing it, or taking just the rusted areas which are at the back here and replacing them with patch panels. And I'm making them myself. I banged down the dip and I went underneath with my pick hammer and I banged around and found areas that were starting to rust. And so I measured them and cut them out with my 4.5-inch grinder, the cutting wheel. Then I put in my patch panel. I cut it, measured with the cardboard, added an extra 1/2 inch all around, and I tacked it in with my MIG welder. Then my next step was to cover it with liquid steel, and that's going to give it just a totally waterproof seal on it. I go underneath after and I seal it with a special gasket. It's called Never Fix or Fix Forever or something. A really good product. It's about $50 a tube. And I'm putting that on the inside where the tin and the old tin meet. I spray it with rust killer, spray bomb or rust killer, and I let it sit overnight. And then when that's all done, after I'm finished the next patch here that I'm working on there, I'm going to undercoat it with rocker guard or some kind of tar combination undercoating that won't crack. Make sure it doesn't crack. This is the next one that I'm going on to. And what I did is I took this air hammer, air chisel, and it has this feature on the end for making a 3/4 inch lip, or sorry, 1/2 inch lip right there. And you put that against the panel there, and then it just hammers on the edge, and it gives you a lip to lay your next piece in. Then everything's even. You just tack weld along there as much as you want, or weld it all with whatever. And then I go along with liquid steel. So I'm making a piece for that, and I decided to show you what I cut it out with. And you can use tin snips, but I bought myself this panel cutter. Now I'm going to show you how it cuts, and I hope my arms don't get in the road and ruin things. I guess first I'll show you that the lip that the panel cutter the panel hammer makes. I'm trying to line it up here. There, you see that? That little dip right there? That's the thickness of the tin. And you lay your next piece in there. I'm sure you know what I mean by now. It just goes in here. And that's flat, you see? And then you tack it. And then it's level. So that's what that other air hammer does. It's a panel, what is it called? I'm reading here. Panel crimper for your air hammer. So the panel crimper made the groove. So what I want to do now is I'll show you. I've traced the hole that I cut. I took the old piece, see this rotted old piece here, and I've traced it onto here. I added a 1/2 inch along the edge to allow because we're making it bigger now, right? How it lays in. So now that's been transferred onto here, and I will take, you should wear a glove because with tin you can get cut pretty easy. And I sure hope I'm in frame for you. And you take this and make sure you cut on the outside, and you just follow your pencil mark. You can even make corners. And there, that's just how quick and easy it is to trace that. Now this is pretty well finished. I'll just take my hammer and dolly, mold it around a bit, and this 22 gauge galvanized steel panel will be my new patch piece. So you may want to try something like this I did order a huge piece for the fender arch around the back wheel, and for about $60 I'm going to have a 40-inch by 17 or 18-inch piece of molded, shaped tin to weld over the back tires, over the back wheels. Thanks for watching. This is Mechanica saying good wrenching.